satellites in space, the battle-deciding military coordination of today would be impossible. So for China, the fastest-growing country in history, to grow into the world power it hopes to be, it must dominate space. But there's an obstacle that stands in the way, known as the United States. The U.S. has over 600% more satellites than China orbiting in space, and rapidly counting. If China would overtake the U.S., the country would have to radically increase its number of satellites, or radically reduce the number of American satellites. And thanks to a brand new weapon the world has never seen before, it appears option B is what China is going for. The new weapon is right out of sci-fi movies, a laser weapon that fries its targets from a distance away. American satellites might just be in danger. This wouldn't be China's first attempt at such a weapon, though. A 2022 U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency report recently concluded that China is already in possession of ground-based laser systems with wildly varying degrees of power, some able to strike targets over 60 miles away in orbit. Up to 4 different sites where these weapons reside have now been located, and some of the discovered weapons were recently caught in the act, red-handed, attacking the U.S. Satellite imagery caught a pattern of 2 anti-satellite laser weapons in the Korla East test site, Xinjiang, China, being unusually active when foreign satellites were overhead, including many American satellites, from less-known commercial satellites all the way to Starlink satellites, and possibly satellites belonging to the military. This act would back up the only a few weeks old American government's suspicion of China's focus on developing technology to disrupt, destroy, or hijack foreign satellites to make them, simply put, useless. The U.S. is already making preparations to counter all of these with the largest defense budget in history, $842 billion, while China continues to rebel against the U.S. by placing its laser weapons on satellites. Chinese lasers on satellites. Researchers in China have developed the relativistic klystron amplifier, or RKA for short, an interestingly named directed energy weapon that could jam or destroy satellites in space using a 5-megawatt wave burst. Unlike the weapons in the Korla East test site, this new weapon can be mounted on satellites to get it close enough to its targets to burn out their sensitive electronics.